is Jaime Klein. She is the founder and president of Inspire Human Resources. This is amazing. Good to have you on board.
It is. Thanks so much for having me, Ernie.
Well, it's great. It's a great subject, and this career opportunity is really taking off for a lot of people.
It really is. I think especially for mid-career folks who might be ready for a pivot, it's a great way for them to upskill and go into what is just such a hot demand.
Hot demand, and they can make some money too, which is nice.
Can they? Yes.
I know. Jaime, you hold on, okay? Because first, we're going to go to Linda Schmidt, who shows us a local boot camp that is teaching coding. Watch this.
If you're thinking about a new career, you might want to think about coding.
Employers are hiring faster than ever.
Daryl Silver runs a coding school in the Dumbo section of Brooklyn. It's called Thinkful. The boot camp school offers a 6-month program online, teaching students to become software engineers and web developers.
Our students are learning how to program the devices, program their phones, program their computers to do the things that employers are looking for to make their business grow faster.
And his team, with 130 employees around the country, is having success since launching in 2012. This wall includes just some of their graduates now working in coding.
200 companies hiring our grads every quarter. Those companies include Kohl's and Nike and Google and Facebook. And in New York, there's a large startup sector that's hiring as fast as possible. In Atlanta, it's Home Depot or Delta.
Silver says learning how to code is challenging, but if you have the drive and ambition, you can get it done. Most students are in their late 20s and early 30s and working, but looking for a career change.
In our self-paced program, 60% of students keep their full-time job. Most people can't afford to quit their jobs.
He says a starting salary in coding is about $75,000. And the company guarantees students will be offered a job within 6 months of graduating from his coding school, or they get their money back. In the Dumbo section of Brooklyn, Linda Schmidt, Fox 5 News.
Thank you very much, Linda. And Jaime Klein is back with us now. Boy, the demand out there is really amazing for this.
It really is. There's more demand than there is supply, and the top recruiting firms, they cannot find enough qualified candidates.
Wow, so there are a lot of opportunities. Now, these camps, right?
Yes.
They seem to serve a purpose. How long does that whole program take from what you've seen? They vary.
They do vary. They could start at 6 months. It depends on whether someone goes part-time, full-time, doing it from home, doing it on site.
Now, when they go to these camps, right, how do they know if they're fit for this sort of thing? I mean, what kind of questions do you ask and say, well, you know, is this the kind of opportunity that I would like? Am I capable? Am I able to do this thing?
I think it's important before someone dives in that they think through if they have the right skill set or the mindset to build that skill set, right? It's really all about the agility, the problem solving, the desire to really collaborate with coworkers. So if you're built like that, and also the culture, a fast-paced culture with a growth mindset.
Right. Can someone help out? I mean, if you're trying to determine that, like you go to someone and say, well, do I have the skills for it? You may think you do, but you don't really know.
I think a lot of the boot camps have people who can kind of give you the overview. Many of them now actually provide you with a career coach who can help you. So when you do graduate, they can help you think of what organization you'd be a match for.
So when they get out of the boot camp, right, and they're looking for a job, you say there's a high demand, right?
Yes.
What's the success rate like when they do finish this program?
The success rate is high. What I'm seeing, though, is that for mid-professional folks, it could take a teensy bit longer. And what I usually recommend for them is to really accentuate their years in the workforce. Every company that I work with is investing in leadership of these coders, right? So if you've been working for a long time and you're a coder, you can differentiate yourself and say, I'll start as a coder, but eventually I can lead a team of coders, and that is attractive to companies.
Interesting. What about the cost now? I mean, I've heard that it can be expensive, right, to get this training. Break that down for us.
Yeah, it is an investment, and you know, each boot camp has their own costs that's involved.
Right.
But you know, if you were to place a bet on a career, let it be one for where there's more demand than there is supply, and that's a trend that is here to stay.
Okay, so quickly, best advice for someone who's thinking about this, what should they do?
Make sure that you do your research. Find a boot camp that has strong starting salaries when you graduate, a great alumni network, and lastly, a career coach to help you land when you're done with the program.
All good information. Jaime Klein, thank you so much for being here today, okay? All good things to people. Still to come for it tonight, it's one of the biggest shows on Broadway.
Who makes the flowers bloom again in spite of a man?
That's great. Tony-nominated actor Patrick Page will join us next to talk about all the success surrounding the smash musical Hadestown. You don't want to miss it. We're coming right back with that great star. Keep it here.
Maybe you've heard